Chris Stone, you incredible so-and-so. Man, so Chris tells me in our pre-show, welcome to our Space for Leadership launch party, by the way. Chris tells me in our pre-show, hey, by the way, I create a little new intro. And this is why you surround yourself with just incredible people. So Chris, thank you. Thank you so much for that. That was awesome. Appreciate you taking that time. I hadn't even thought of it. And again, this is why you invest in relationships and you bring in people around you that are aligned in mission, they're aligned in purpose, they're aligned in value, and really allows you to pull in all those same directions. So thank you. That was cool. Thank you. So we are here. This is the whole 2-hour show to have a little launch party for the Space for Leadership book launch. I've got 7 of the Reflections authors that contributed to the book lined up to stop in on this stream and share their wisdom, share what inspired them to be a part of this book. You know, the whole thought was, if the topic is, the title of the book's called The Space for Leadership, and the theme is, the idea is, as a leader, we go a lot further. We have a lot more people we bring in, as you just saw in the intro, around us when we create that space to properly lead, right? So in the book, we talk about a shield and a sword concept, right? You're always on offense. You're always cutting with that sword in your hand. If you have a shield, you hold it up, you create space, you bring people in. I'm paraphrasing. You'll have to get the book to get more, to get all of the thoughts that I have. And it's on Amazon today. It's on Kindle. I would have loved to have both Kindle and print today. Unfortunately, ran in against a little algorithmic hurdle on the print side. Likely what will happen as at the conclusion of today's events, the print will be approved and available for purchase. It's right there at the finish line. Just need to step across with it. And there's just a review process that has to happen. Trust me, I was up very late this morning trying to push that forward. But we're here, we're launching, and we're going to have some fun today. One of the things we're doing is offering bonuses, right? Because it's not just about the book. It's not just about getting the book. It's not just about supporting me. It's about action. And so all the bonuses today from me are aligned to take what you're going to read and put it into action with those you lead in your life, whether that's yourself, whether that's your family, your friends, your employees, your coworkers, those you manage. It's all about creating that impact for them and thereby yourself, and together really existing in that space for growth. And so those are what my bonuses are about. So if you buy 1 copy, I've got a call September 12th I'll invite you to. If you buy 10 copies, and on Kindle, it's real easy. You just hit 10. It's 99 cents, so it's $9.99. And right within the platform, it's super easy to share out. I can get you a link on how to share out those extra copies. So super simple to do. You do 10 copies, and we'll do a 3-part call, or a 3-part series, 3 different calls beginning later in September into October. And so all these details for the bonuses are on thejeffg.com/book. So go get your copy, then go to thejeffg.com/book and enter your information so I can track this and manage it and get you your bonuses. But without too much further ado, I want to bring on Jennifer Thompson, because we're clicking along on this show. We got 7 people stopping by. I think we've got another one of our Reflections authors who is going to be joining us as well. He's very, very busy, but be that as it may, we've got on screen the incredible, the talented, the amazing Jennifer Thompson. Jennifer, welcome. Thank you so much for being a part of this book.
And thank you, Jeff, so much for having me and allowing me to participate as well.
Yeah, well, you know, the interesting thing, and we'll talk about this, or I'll talk about this throughout the show today, is, you know, I put out a synopsis of each chapter, and it literally was the title and maybe a few sentences. I wanted to have each of the contributors, as I'm calling it, Reflections authors, because it was a reflection on the chapter. I wanted them to feel connected to your chapter. So what was it about your chapter? What was that connection for you?
Well, as a woman in a very, very man-driven industry, I thought for a long time in my career that I really needed to force everything and push and act like a man and do all these things in order to be successful. And in the last year, I've come to realize that part of being successful is being a great leader. And you can't be a great leader when you're constantly forcing and pushing and fighting upstream when you really don't have to. I made that up in my head. And it wasn't my reality. And that kind of trickled over to the rest of my life as well. And so everything was really, really hard when it didn't really need to be. And so the chapter that I reflected on really spoke to me of living in the sword versus the shield, of, leaning into that, in my case, more feminine side of myself, and becoming a great leader, and allowing space for that to happen instead of just pushing and forcing and, doing how I was doing things up until that point. So it really resonated with me as I was going through my own personal journey of self-discovery and working through some stuff. It just really spoke to me.
Yeah. And that stuff is different for everyone. And I hope that within the book, that stuff is, traumas of our past, the things in our childhood, something that happens as an adult or as a teen, that stuff. What I want everybody to hear and listen to right now, if you pick this up later as on the podcast itself, I never want to create a contest here, right? Like, this is about how it affects the individual personally. And so you lead rather large teams with your company. Is there something you've been able to take away in this process of being a part of the book thus far? Because you've had the opportunity to see it work through. Is there something that you've been able to bring into your life and to your teams and help them with?
Oh, yeah. So I pour heavily into the people in my team, and I don't just pour heavily into giving them better work skills. I pour heavily into giving them better life skills. And part of that was getting their feedback and the participation of this book, and really truly understanding that I care about them as humans, not just as employees. And taking the opportunity to help them also work through some of their own trauma. I hired a life coach for one of my people. I've hired other coaches for some of my people.
Wow.
So that they can work on, high anxiety and, repetitive behaviors of, anxiety, things related to that, so on and so forth, so that they can show up as the best version of themselves every day for me and for themselves. So my personal core value, which I had to solidify as I was doing this, was leave people better than you found them. That's it.
That's powerful. Yep. Yeah. One of the things that I'm pivoting right now in the businesses I'm involved in is with Battlefield Alliance. And that is, our focus there is going to be on companies like yours, where you have teams and really ensuring that we help grow their human capital, right? Mm-hmm. Shift from the view that these are human doers in the business to they're human beings in the business. And the quicker we solve that clash between work and home, that clash that exists in life, personal life and work life and home life and fun life, quicker we solve that clash, the better they become overall as people. And I love your focus of having them leave and be better human beings. Hopefully they never leave, but obviously people do grow, right?
I personally hope they do grow, and I encourage them to go leave and do bigger, better things. Like, this can't be here forever, but I hope for as long as it is, it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really powerful. Love that. Love how you focus on that. Listen, I have really appreciated you being a part of this, as I have bonuses from myself for anybody getting the book. And again, you go to thejeffg.com/book. I'm going to repeat it multiple times. It might think I'm like a broken record, but everybody tunes in at different moments and gets different sound bites in different chunks. And I don't want confusion. So we've got the links up right here in the feed, in the comments, to go to Amazon. So please get your book, get your copy, 99 cents. You buy one copy. I've got a call later in September on the 12th at 7 p.m. East Coast time called The Power of Space, where we'll dig deeper into creating now actionable impact from the pages of the book to help you bring this to your people. And so one copy gets you there, 10 copies, you get the 3-part coaching series from me. That's, I believe I have that listed as September 26th starting. Again, all the details are on that page. But you buy your copy or copies commensurate with your bonuses, enter it in there so I can manage it. So I'm giving those bonuses, but as a special bonus, I asked my reflections authors, because listen, we're going to get folks not just focused on the inner work and self-work for themselves. We're going to get some business folks that might need some help. It might need your expertise specifically to what you do. And you were so kind as to offer a bonus. So everybody that opted in prior to today is going to get this, and everybody that buys today is going to get this. And Jennifer, what is it that you're going to help people with?
So as a marketing professional, I've been doing this 29 years. And what I've realized is that a lot of times people think marketing doesn't work. And what the reality of that is that the systems and processes they have inside of their business related to marketing are sometimes just not in place and not refined enough to handle what marketing looks like and how you turn those leads into new clients. And so I'm offering anybody a 30-minute consultation with me personally, where we sit down and we look at those processes for you and we do a quick fix on them, meaning that we'll dig deep into what they look like for your company and how you can better convert those leads into paying customers. Because a lot of the times, people just don't have those in place and they think it's like a faucet. You turn it on, next thing you know, you're raining money. But the reality is you actually have to have sales systems, lead management systems, so on and so forth in place in order to manage that fruitfully. And a lot of businesses just don't have that or the manpower to do it. So I'm willing to sit down and talk you through what that looks like and even draw out a battle plan for you. In 30 to 45 minutes, we'll figure out some stuff to help you convert those leads a little better.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And, as I got to know Jennifer, I really was impressed and honored that someone of her caliber would be a part of this book. Because as I dug in, I didn't, and everybody that responded wasn't exactly a fit for this book, but obviously Jennifer, you were, because here we are today. So she's a pro. This is a very valuable bonus, and I hope that you would take it and accept it. And so how this will work is, again, go to thejeffg.com/book. There's a form on there, name, email, phone, if you want to offer it. And you'll enter your Amazon purchase ID just to know we're keeping everybody honest here together. And so I will then here later this week, let you know via email how to get these bonuses, how to connect with Jennifer and some of the others that have bonuses for you today. And then you can connect with her and get that 30-minute help session to look over those business systems, those business operational procedures, because she's right. Sometimes you can have a great message, but the support and the foundation underneath undoes it. And sometimes you can have a great salesperson, but they can't fulfill what they sell because the team behind them is in shambles, or vice versa. You got a great team, but you need your sales process looked at. And so she'll help you uncover all of that. And I would hope that you would take her up on that offer, because she was so gracious to offer it. And so thank you for that. That's really, really great. I hope people get a lot of value, as I know they will. So I will send out all those details after today's events, because you can see we've got a lot of things going on. If you've been on the site, the book site, you see the schedule of events for today. We've got 6 more people stopping by. And so for that reason, Jennifer, we're going to wrap up our time today. I promised this was about 15 minutes. We're at 16 minutes. Thank you for your time. I know you're a busy individual. Thank you so much. It's such an honor to have you join me here with this project, get to know you better, and have you be a part of the Space for Leadership.
Well, thank you, Jeff, for having me. I'm going to head to Amazon now and buy some of that stuff so I can hang out with you guys a little bit more.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate you.
Have a great day.
Yep, you too.
Bye-bye.
All right. So we've got a little bit of a break now. Up next at about 10:30, we've got Trisha Johnson, who's going to be joining us. So I was able to do a tech check with her. So she ought to be able to jump on right about 10:30 with us. I will ask if in the background, let me, I need to just look at my private chat and just see what's going on. All right. Looks like we're all right. So I don't know, Chris, do we have our unannounced guest in the backstage, or was that not able to happen? Let's see if the man behind the screen is there. Jennifer Thompson was great. Thank you again for stopping by. We really appreciate you. Sammy Knight, are you there, sir? If you're there and can unmute, because we don't have that opportunity to unmute you. Here we are live today for this launch party for the Space for Leadership. And so we're kind of pedaling the bike, pulling the levers, pushing the buttons. When I say we, I mean Chris is in the background. I just get to stand here and talk. But, well, we will try to get Sammy on if we can. If not, that's okay. But I figured in this time frame, I would just kind of dig into, what the book is about, why I really chose to write it, and maybe dig into some more of what will happen during those bonus sessions. So again, the links to purchase are up in the comments right here in this feed. Go to Amazon. Unfortunately, just Kindle is available at the moment. So I'll dig into that, like what happened with that. So I had my assistant, who's fantastic. And by the way, I'm going to pause right now. Wilmer Lore El Valderado is one of my assistants. You can look him up on my Facebook page. He's been commenting and sharing some of the stuff today. He is a fantastic, fantastic graphics guy, video editing, video creation, all of the images, the book art, I should say the design of the cover he did. The book art was created by Amy Hesper, who's one of our Reflections authors as well. We'll talk about that a little later today in our time. But, Wilmer designed pretty much everything. My sister actually designed the Facebook covers, Kara. So thank you to Kara, just as that's up on screen. And so at any rate, the Wilmer has been fantastic in designing everything and helping to bring this project to life. And so as this was created and brought out, Wilmer began uploading the book August 22nd. And so we were ready to go. We had gotten some feedback on the 24th. Unfortunately, that feedback from Amazon hit my promotions tab, and it sat for 3 days, which made no sense at all, because every other email via the KDP platform, setting up my Author Central page, setting up my account, making sure the tax documents were done, all those communications hit my inbox. But for some reason, these ones hit the promotions tab and just sat. And so as a rule of thumb, additionally, I don't have alerts on my phone turned on. And so I just did not see this until Sunday afternoon. I was able to fix the problem, which was around keywords, which the keywords were researched and selected as phrases that Amazon already had and uses in their ecosystem. I didn't take any liberty with them, just uploaded them into the portal. But algorithmically, there was an issue. And so fixed it for Kindle. That got approved right away. And I just would have thought that the print would fly through, and you would think it would, but we're still in this process. And so no later than tomorrow night, the print edition should be available. I'm a print guy. I love print books. I believe in them. And so I'm sorry that we just don't have it ready for today, but the Kindle version's 99 cents, made that very affordable. So I would hope if you're a print person, I'd love for your support today to get the Kindle version, even if you never open it and you look for that print one to get by tomorrow at the latest. that would be so great. And so again, thejeffg.com/book. That site has everything on it. It's got the links to buy right on it, super clickable and easy. And all the bonuses layout are there, what they are, what we're going to cover. And you can claim them by filling out the form on thejeffg.com/book. So that helps organize everybody that qualifies for the bonuses. All right. So that's what we've got going on there. I noticed we've had some comments. Crystal, thank you so much for tuning in. Crystal, I want to make sure I pronounce her last name correct. Crystal Lorette, thank you so much for your support. I've been seeing you commenting and sharing. Appreciate it so much. You get it. You understand how important this stuff is on social media for engagement. And I'm glad you're connected to the book. And I really hope that the people you're connected to gain impact from it. So hopefully you saw those links to purchase. Chris is back there helping me out, getting some of the links repopulated up to the top. To make it real simple on yourself, you can just go to thejeffg.com/book. That site's got the links right on it, clickable button, take you right to Amazon. Just make sure you click on the right platform because we're international with this thing. We're in USA, we're in Canada, and we're in the UK, we're in Australia, and I think there's 10 other nations the book is live in. But I know I specifically have viewers and fans and people on my list in Canada and the UK. And so to make it easy on them, I put them on those links right on the site as well. All right. So this has been a big process, a whole big thing for launching. We've got some other authors stopping by now through noon. Later today at 3 o'clock, I'm going to take a deeper dive into the bonuses and what we're going to cover. I've got that already all laid out. I've got the times laid out, so you can put that in your calendar today. Again, you'll get those dates on the book site, thejeffg.com/book. But at 3 o'clock, I'm going to be going over those bonuses more in depth and the value they'll bring. Again, I know that people get a book and they have every intention to read a book. And maybe they do read the book and they read some of it and they scan and they highlight. But then life happens and we get busy. This book for me is about impact. If you've connected to my story, if you understand my story, it's in my reel, in my stories today. It was the last post last night. It's very profound, very traumatic childhood upbringing. And if you're connected to it, either from an empathetic standpoint, we share that same unfortunate bond, you know somebody else who does. I want you to gain impact, and I want you to truly heal and heal those around you and lead with this space that I believe you can create. And so that's what the bonuses are about. So we'll go over those at 3. And then at 5 o'clock, for all of my business and marketing junkie friends that are out there, I'm going to go over point by point the whole marketing plan and all the steps that I took to bring us to today. And I feel I uncovered some pretty cool stuff. I had a lot of good input from friends, but brought some of my own flavor to it, this launch party being one of them. And so we'll go over that at 5. And so big day of fun and some other ways to connect with you today and give back for your time to be a part of this and your investment, even though it's 99 cents today. Would love to see you get the book. Chris, if we have Trisha, if she happens to have joined, let me know. Either you can just private chat. Maybe you have private chatted me. I'm sorry. I should have myself a little better set up here. There we go. Trisha is backstage. Fantastic. We'll bring Trisha on momentarily, but one thing, oh, Trisha's right there. We'll bring her on now. This is what happens when we work live. Trisha, how are you? Welcome.
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. There we go. We did our tech
Hey, I'm
check
good.
yesterday.
How are you?
Yeah, good. Did our tech check yesterday. Sounds like we got a little bit of delay, so I'll keep that in mind. So you're on vacation. Thank you for taking the time and peeling away to share with our watchers and listeners what you felt and why you decided to be a part of the project. So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself first? What do you do, and who are the types of people that you serve out there in this world?
Yeah, so I apologize if I have any tech issues. I know we tried to work through it yesterday. It's been a challenge. So I'm a real estate agent. I work in Nashville, Middle Tennessee. I'm a mom. I used to be a high school English teacher. I've done quite a few things. And yeah, and so I was excited to become part of your journey and part of your book.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that. You know, out of all that I knew about you, I didn't know that you were an English teacher. And so I have to apologize because I am terrible at grammar and punctuation. Grammarly has been a godsend for me in life because it takes my caveman-like typing and puts it into something intelligent. So I hope that you haven't judged me too much for some of my typos I've sent along the way in all of our communications these last few months. But so you were an English teacher. Now you're doing real estate. What for you? What's the impact that you're looking to create in this world?
I think we're having some tech issues. I didn't hear your question.
Oh, okay. So I was just asking, can you hear now?
My back?
Yeah, it looks like we're having some sustained issues. We did check this yesterday. So that's one thing that I always look to bring you here on the show, any of my podcast shows, not just today, but any of my shows, and certainly that Chris helps to produce. You know, the thing about podcasts is they are an experience, both visually and audio, visually and audibly. There's the word I'm looking for. I warned you I was somewhat of a dullard as it comes to English. So at any rate, having your tech right is important. I did spend that time with Trisha yesterday. I'm grateful that she is attempting to get with us today while on vacation. You know, everybody's balancing life out there. We had this time slot booked. Her family decided to squeeze in a couple last days together throughout summer, which I totally get. We've done that ourselves as our family in years gone by. And so totally get it. So Chris, let me know if she's able to get back and if you think we're able to bring her on. If not, we can simply, I'll simply move along and we'll continue to work through our time together today. So I guess, yeah, on that note, I'll just share, you know, a podcast is one of those things, what we're doing right now. And the great thing about podcasting and live streaming on podcast and adding a video show overlay to it, there are rules, I guess, but this is your production. A podcast can be your thing. It can be your show. It's your time. It's your investment of energy, time, money, expertise. It's investment from your guests, and how you communicate that out is totally allowable, and it can be different from show to show. Just because you call it a podcast, but you do a live stream video show component to it, doesn't not make it a podcast. It might be a little confusing for somebody picking it up on audio after it posts out to the audio only show in a podcast player. But I often reference, hey, you want to make sure you check out what we're doing on screen because it does bring a different experience. But that said, we still commit to a quality audio experience. We commit to a quality video experience. And that's important to think about if you're going to do a podcast. I know a lot of folks do. I would recommend you work with a professional like Chris. You saw at the opening of the show, the care that he brought to it. He didn't have to do that. He's busy. I know Chris is a very busy individual. And I guess as I transition into, back to what we're here today for our launch party, the lessons of this book is when you truly lead in the right way, with the right focus, the right mind, bringing people in and around you to have them succeed, whether that's with you together, with you in their own thing, and you connect back on and off. That's important. And that's what I feel I've been able to do with Chris. And so, Chris, again, thank you so much for that intro. It was, you got me on a high definition camera, so you probably saw a little bit of an emotional reaction there. But this is why it's important to create space and bring people around you and bring them in. So I guess we have Trisha. Trisha is back again. So we'll try again.
I don't know if this will work. Hey, I don't know if this will work, but we'll give it a shot.
I think so. It certainly looks good. And I think we got the sound good. Okay.
Well, this is my cell phone. I know we tried yesterday, but seems like every neighbor at this house that we rented is cutting their grass right now. And we're in a stone house. So kind of threw things for a loop.
Yeah. Funny you bring that up. Down the street, they're building a new urgent care. And I drove by this morning after I dropped my son off for football, and I saw the blasting and dynamite truck company. I'm thinking, oh, great. That's all I need is for a literal dynamite blast to happen today and knock out internet or make a big noise in a profound moment. But here we are. We deal with life. We handle it as it comes, and we stay focused on the goal. So, Trisha, I was asking you, I had just learned you're an English teacher, so I was apologizing for the way I type and utilize the English language. So I appreciate your patience with me and all along the way. But for you, what impact out of life, or what impact are you trying to leave on this life for those around you?
I'm not sorry, excuse me while I relocate. I'm not sure. I'm still working through that type of impact I want to leave in this life. It's a big question. A positive one. I want to help people understand that we're all very complex and we all go through our own challenges, and that we're way more connected than we think we are. We share a lot of the same experiences and emotions, and it's important to stand together as opposed to feeling isolated, no matter what life throws at you.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you have that focus, and really it's good that you have that understanding to achieve impact, and you're honest with yourself enough that you're going to continue to look at that and continue to bring that forward. So that's great. And I'm sure everybody around you feels it in their own way from you. So as I shared with Jennifer earlier, when I put out the call for people to join me, I shared the title, and I shared maybe, I don't remember exactly, but it was maybe 3 to 5 sentences, a short paragraph of the chapter that you contributed to and had your reflection on. What was it about the chapter that really made you feel connected to it?
So the chapter that I ended up with was leadership and people needing to understand their position. And I had never had, I wouldn't say I'd never, I haven't always had a very positive experience with people in positions of leadership or roles of leadership, whether I put them there or they were there and they were just part of my life. And I also didn't understand that I'm a leader, even in my life, in my family, with my business. I never really viewed myself as a leader because it had a bit of a negative connotation for me. And so this gave me the opportunity to work through that and explore my role as a leader and how I could grow that for myself.
Very good. Yeah. I mean, I think I shared this phrase with Jennifer. I think a lot of folks look at their humans in their business, and they view their people as human doers, not human beings. Go do this, go do that, go fix this problem. Why can't you handle this problem? what are all these things happening that aren't happening and why? And we're not investing in the humans around us as human beings. Right. And that was really what your reflection was about
Mhm.
being brought in to a proper team, being welcomed, having empathy shown to you, having the right leadership. And so you're trying to be that person, as I gather it, that person that you hadn't had in the past, and be that person for others. Right. Which is a big theme in the book. So I appreciate you for that tremendously. I'll ask this because I want to make sure we get everything from you, but I also know we're kind of working on a tightrope here with your connection. So
Right.
I'll ask this, and then we can let you get back to vacation. So from the book, from this process, was there anything you learned, picked up that you've been able to implement and use that you didn't have before?
I think for me, it was understanding that leadership is a good thing, that I have the ability to create space around me, to kind of have others walk with me and help guide them through the things that I've already been through, which was a growth moment for me with the book, understanding that I do have an ability to lead, and almost a responsibility to do so, because I've already walked through my own journey, and I'm able to create space for other people to do the same. And it also helped me realize that we are more alike than we think, that we are connected, and that it's important to share that. People feel like they're always kind of a party of one when they go through some things, and it's important to let people know that they're not, that we are all very much connected, and that it's kind of our duty to create space for people to feel safe and heal from the things that they've been through.
Yeah. Yeah. That party of one is a pretty profound statement. That's the way I felt for many years as a child up through young adulthood, just dealing with what I went through and what I talk about in the book for sure. And as a leader, I think if you can make your folks around you understand that the time they spend with you can be impactful, all while getting the job done. But as a business owner, as a leader, somebody who manages people, understand that you're getting the lion's share of waking hours in that person's day, right? Whether, from Monday through Friday, whatever your work schedule is, they sleep about 6 to 8 hours. They're at work for 8 to 9 hours, depending on the commute. There's not a lot of time left in the day for other things. You're getting that lion's share of their waking time. And so it should be impactful. It should be important. So I'm happy that you see that now, Trisha, and I'm happy that you're looking to make that happen for others. Anything else to share before we wrap up our time together with each other?
Not necessarily. I would just say everybody should get the book. There's a lot of really good takeaways in here. And I'm also never going to kind of think of a shield wall the same again. I feel empowered to kind of create my own shield wall, and it means something different in my life. And so I appreciate that.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Well, listen, thank you so much for being a trooper, working through it, taking the time out from vacation. I hope everybody enjoys it. I know your children were kayaking yesterday, so that's fun. Hope you get back to all the fun today. Hope school, I guess you return to school later on this week or next. So enjoy all of that. And thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So that was cool. We were able to work through that. And, listen, again, going back to my little segue or discussion about podcasting, this is why it pays to work with pros, especially if you're going to do this live angle, this live wrinkle to your broadcast, to your shows, because you sometimes have to deal with tech and issues, and it's great to have somebody beside you. Isn't that thematically appropriate for today, right? Can't just do it alone. Really hard to succeed that way. So anyway, I'm going to spend some time now talking about one of our primary goals for this whole effort. So I'm happy to say that we've already achieved number one position and status for the book, Space for Leadership in Business Teams. So that's very cool. That was one of the categories that I had definitely pointed the book effort at. So when you upload your book, we're going to bounce around here a little bit on topics and what we do, because we've got guests to manage that are coming in, which is a little different wrinkle to the show. But the categories that you can pick, and there's all kinds of theories of thought. There's all kinds of research that you can do. And so I'm a big fan of what's going on over at Kindlepreneur. And I forget the gentleman's name just went right off the top. I'm sorry, if you just Google Kindlepreneur, he's created an entire ecosystem and business around Kindle, and it offers a lot of really great stuff for free. There we go, right there, it's on the screen. So I couldn't have done what I've done without his help. There's a lot of free help on his site, like my book description for the Kindle version and the print version, for that fact, was generated through his site for free. You can go, there's a tool that'll look to help you understand how you price your Kindle version or your print version, and what you make and what the royalties are, what the shipping costs are, etc. And that's a free tool. So there's a lot going on there on the site. So kindlepreneur.com, and a great resource there. He also created a software, which brings me back to the category discussion, called Publisher Rocket. Small investment, $97. But that's where you get to do your category and your keyword research. And the categories is really important, because you want to make sure first that you're in the right categories that are appropriate, right? And Amazon does look at that. You can't just go in a category, at least anymore. It might have been this way years gone by. But you have to pick 3 categories, not 10 like it used to be. You have to really kind of dial in, be focused, and have it be relevant. So Business Teams was one of the ones that I looked to get, and we got it. So I'm really happy to be number 1 there. But the real thing I'm looking to do here is to have impact. And so this whole book launch effort, all the ways I've been reaching out, all the assets that I created, is about sustaining that number 1 status and turning it into bestseller, which means it needs to stay there for at least 3 days. And so you'll continue to see stuff from me about the book. And you know what? Maybe that print issue being delayed by a day and a half, maybe that's a blessing in disguise, and will help the title sustain and stay atop the number 1 spot a little longer. So we've got 2 others we're going for, and there's actually a 4th that I referenced in the intro of this show. It's the broader category that houses all the other ones, business and management. Right now, there's a great book up there by Greg Harden, who is a coach to, A-list and superstar performers of the likes of Tom Brady. And that book's number 1. My book's rising in that category. It rose overnight a few spots, and I'm sure it's risen a couple more since I haven't had the chance to look, because I've been here with you. But I got to say, selfishly, and it's okay to be selfish every now and then, selfishly, it would really make this Eagles fan right here, really make me feel good. All the good we're creating today, all the impact we're having, all the connections we're making, it really make me feel good as an Eagles fan to jump in that number 1 spot in front of a book with Tom Brady's name on it. It just would. Anyway, our next guest is ready to go. Wiley McArthur. We'll bring Wiley on. Our next guest is Wiley. And Wiley, before we begin, I'll just remind everybody, all the bonuses, to unlock your bonuses, make sure you're on the list to get all the bonuses sent to you. thejeffg.com/book as well. On that site are easy buttons to click to head on over and get your copy. And Wiley, I know you like the easy button, sir. Welcome to the show.
Absolute pleasure.
Yeah. So Wiley, you are the mind ninja. You help people move past what is mentally blocking and locking them up. Why don't you share a little bit about what you do?
Absolutely. I am the Mind Ninja. I studied neurolinguistics programming, timeline therapy, hypnotherapy to basically activate the easy button. So to be able to tap into your unconscious power to get you the resolution easily and effortlessly. And that's the cool part about it is we don't realize when Jeff brought up this book of The Way of the Suitcase. It's like, why do we need to lug around the suitcase anymore? Just get the learnings and let go of the emotional baggage. And there's ways to do that are easy. And we'll definitely talk about that. But it's definitely one of those things you don't have to carry the weight, just the learnings.
Yeah. And to tease a little more, I still love you to get the book. And again, it's only 99 cents today. And if you love print, I understand. And again, I will say I am dismayed, disappointed, not going to apologize all that much more because I really worked hard to make sure print was available. But Kindle's 99 cents. And if you love print, I'd love for you to get the Kindle today. It would greatly help our effort of hitting those #1 spots. And it's not just me. Wiley, Trisha, Jennifer, and the 9 other people involved in this book project, they get to be a part of that #1 status. They get to share in this space too. So you're not just helping me. It's also 11 other people with a 99-cent investment in the book. And then tomorrow evening, at the latest, when I ought to be able to let the word out that the print's available, you can go get your print copy because I love print copies too. All right. And so thejeffg.com/book or in the comments.
Gotta have the print copy.
That's right. That's right. In the comments here, my wonderful producer, Chris Stone from Cast Ahead, All Things Podcasting, has been posting the Amazon link directly. So without too much further commercial, Wiley, we'll get back to your chapter. So you teased it a little bit, The Way of the Suitcase. That's the chapter title, chapter 1, talking about baggage, talking about how you view it, how you carry it, right? Mm-hmm. And your baggage, your trauma, your issues, whatever's locking you up. I never want to tell people to forget it, right? I was told that didn't help at all. And the reality is I came to learn that you're always going to have to look at it. You're always going to have to carry it around. Some days you can put it down. Some days you can't. Some days it packs away in a nice little clutch. If you like a clutch in your life, some days it's a fanny pack. Some days it's a Merce. Some days it's a nice little handheld cargo bag. Other days it's a big old nasty rucksack with those shoulder straps that cut into your shoulders. And that's just the way it goes. And so that's chapter 1, and there's more in there. I won't share too much more because I want you to enjoy the chapter and don't want to give you spoilers. But I'll ask you this, Wiley, why did you connect to that chapter so much?
I connected that chapter because I challenged that thinking. See, here's the reason why. Forgetting the memory, the learning experience is absolutely, you need to hold on to it. Forgetting it doesn't work, as you are absolutely 100% correct on that. The question is the weight of it. Now, every person that I know that's over the age of 12 has learned how to ride a bike. And in the time that you learn to ride a bike, there's a lot of trauma, there's a lot of negative because you've crashed, you're learning that experience, you're not safe doing it. The thing is once you get the learnings that are there to protect you, to keep you safe, the emotional aspect of that goes away. You don't have to carry that huge rucksack that cuts into you. It's all about the learnings to keep yourself safe and protected so that you don't have to re-experience that. What we do as humans, though, is we've been trained, especially here in the United States, is, oh, it's something that happened in my past. I got to put duct tape over that check engine light. I need to stop paying attention to it. I need to bury it, right? I need to hide it. Right. And then when something that's even remotely similar happens, all of that rucksack comes back and weighs us down. And it overpowers us because we haven't gotten the learnings to protect ourselves. And when we ever go back to that memory, we don't take who we are today. You don't take Jeff, the big ticket life. You go back to who you were when that happened and only have those resources.
Right.
I love the movie Hook with Peter Pan, right? With Robin Williams, and he's fighting Captain Hook. as an adult. And he's like, you used to seem a lot bigger. Well, to a 10-year-old, I'm huge. And that's the whole philosophy behind it, is once you get the learnings, you can let this stuff go, the emotional aspect of it. Because all negative emotions is a check engine light. And that's why this resonated with me, is you don't have to carry that baggage. I've met people where they've had all that emotional baggage, and then the minute they got the learnings, the weight lifted. I had 106, she was about 86-year-old lady come in. We did this thing called a negative emotion clear, where we got rid of the anger, sadness, fear, hurt, and guilt without content. She came in with the weight of the world on her, and in less than 2 hours, she'd let it all go because she got the learnings to protect herself. And that's all that emotion, the past trauma is it's there as a warning to check you. Forgetting that it happened, never a good thing. Getting rid of the emotional attachment to it, that is something that you can do, because let's be honest, you don't want to get rid of a learning in business. You don't want to get rid of a failure in business, because you learn from it and you grow. If we don't remember the past, we're doomed to repeat it. That's why we have to get the learnings to protect ourselves, keep the memories, let go of the baggage.
Yeah. Man, love all that. I love the time that we've spent on your negative emotions, Claire. Definitely helped me, for sure. Ben loves the check engine light analogy. He shared that out in the comments. So thank you, Ben, for tuning in and paying attention today. Appreciate that. So this negative emotions, Claire, processing of negative emotions, who's that for? Is that for leaders? Is that for people that leaders lead? Who should really tap into that?
The ones who care about those who are around them. Because here's the thing, is when you haven't gotten rid of those negative emotions, you bleed on everyone around you. So if you have past traumas and you start to relive it when you're around the people around you, guess who get hurt the most? And then they also follow your example of, I'm going to bury it, I'm going to forget it, I'm going to attempt to do this, and then they bleed on another generation, right? And the thing about it is mental health now has become a buzzword where people are starting to pay attention to it. And we need to have more people who are willing to say, hey, you know what? I'm willing to get the work done so I don't bleed on you.
Right.
So I don't show you that you have to carry this baggage, especially men who say, well, I don't feel these negative emotions. I don't feel this. That's absolute and utter poppycock.
Right.
We feel it. We just hide it from others because we don't want to bleed on them. Yet we don't realize that as we're holding that, they can see us bleeding out. They just don't want to say anything because they don't want to affect us. Instead of get the resolution, you don't have to go through and relive it all. To me, I've seen things, and I'm actually building a site right now called skiptherapy.com, because sometimes therapy works for you and sometimes it doesn't. The whole point of it is getting to that resolution, understanding that the negative emotion was there to keep you safe, and then to get the learning and let it go. You don't have to stay in the negative emotion aspect of it, but you do need to get the learning. And until you get that learning, you're not going to be able to let it go.
Yeah.
Just like with business, if you make a mistake in business, until you understand the mistake you made, you're going to keep making it. You'll keep reliving it when something similar pops up. But we've been trained as business people. It's like, oh, okay, so if X equals Y, then I need to do Z so that I don't have to go through that experience again.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, a lot to consider there. As you're sharing out, I've gotten to know you these last couple of years. I'm so honored you chose to be a part of the book, honored to have you. And so the thing that I'll say, and then I'll have you out on it, and then that'll be our time. You know, I think as people, and mostly men, you know, there's that saying, F your feelings, F your emotions, right? Very popular the last few years. You know, yet it's widely known, widely accepted, our mind is our most versatile, durable muscle that's easy to be trained, manipulated in a positive way. for power, for positivity. And yet, when we think about the focus on that muscle of our mind and the way we feel about ourselves and the world around us and others, where is that aisle of supplements, vitamins, additives, pills, potions, mix-ins to your drink? Where's that aisle at GNC, right? Like, it doesn't exist, yet it's our best muscle. And so I would just put that out there to challenge people, especially men, in the way you think. Because for a long time, for me, it was all about just push that down harder, harder, harder. And it just obviously, pressure cooker explodes at times. I love your analogy, how it just bleeds out on people. I can live it. My business partner in the retail business, Ben, can attest to it. But I would challenge for everybody listening here who just resonated with what I said, that, accept that this is a muscle. You have to work it. You have to deal with it. And it's all right. You're not thought of it as any less than. Actually, I think in this day and age, especially if you have young people in your organization, they're going to really look to respect you for that type of leadership, to do that work on yourself and bring that work into others around you. I'll let you add to that, Wiley, or comment on those thoughts.
Here's the thing is I would want to stay away from medicating things as much as possible. We do have an aisle. It's called meditation. It's called breath work. It's called alternative thought processes. And here's the one thing that I would say. If we say that we can laugh about this later, why not start laughing now?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I have to wait 5 years, 10 years to start laughing about it? Once you get the learnings, you can start laughing about it. It's that event that was so stupid. It's like, how in the world could that have happened to me? And we're laughing about it. It's like, I did a doozy, that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do we have to wait for that? And that's the thing, is there's an easy way to do that. And I know I dropped the ball on giving a bonus, but I've got a video that I would love to just donate to you and just give to that. Awesome. So that will allow people. It's a 4-step process. I'll send that video out today, but it's how to get rid of a negative emotion when you're in it. And it takes 4 steps. The first step is look up. We are designed that when you look up and your shoulders are back, you cannot feel a negative state. It's a neurological disconnect. The second is, as you're looking up and you get to a neutral state, ask yourself, what do I need to learn from this event? The learning which will allow me to let it go. Trust your unconscious mind to give you that answer, because it kept you alive last night. You didn't think about breathing. You didn't think about making your heart beat. It keeps you alive. It takes care of you. Give it permission to give you the most excellent you. Third is, what do I want instead? We know the process is where focus goes, energy flows. So if you're focused on the negative, you're going to attract more negative. If you're focused on what's going wrong with you, you'll keep hitting those red lights. Versus when you start focusing on the path ahead of you, where you're going, what you want, winning, you're going to avoid the rocks. You're going to avoid that. If you stare at a rock in a path, you're going to hit it. If you look beyond it, you'll guide yourself past. And the final one is just, what do you want instead? And then you take action on it, right?
Love it.
If you want to feel happy, just remember a time when you felt absolutely happy, where you just absolutely just had a blast, right? Go back to that time. See, you saw, hear, you heard, and feel that happiness just radiate throughout you. You have those memories, tap into them, activate it. Go do something that you enjoy. It gets you out of negative states. And all of a sudden, that was easy.
That was easy. So you'll send me that video, email that link to me, please.
Will do.
As we shift into our next author, Matt Roda. Wiley, thank you so much for your time. Again, we've got my bonuses to connect with you deeper through your purchase with this book. All those details are on thejeffg.com/book. I said there'd be unannounced bonuses. What Wiley just shared is one of those. That Negative Emotions Clear video. He'll get that to me later this week as I land the airplane from the book launch. I'll email out everybody on that list, that information, how you can gain access to these bonuses. And so far we've had Wiley's Negative Emotions Video. Jennifer Thompson is a business systems operation expert. She can help you with that. We've got some other ones coming up, and I'll tease this right now. Lisa Marie Platsky, who wrote the forward to my book, does a twice
She is
a year.
amazing.
She is. She does a twice a year Upside Summit. I went to one in January. Really was the final catalyst, that final push over the edge to really live my impact out in life and share my story and my ability to create impact with people. That event was life-changing for me. And so she has been so gracious to offer a ticket to that event. And so what we'll do throughout this time is I think the way to do this, to get that ticket in the hands of people. And I'm Chris, we're jumping out of an airplane. I'm speaking to my producer here. We've already jumped out. We're looking at each other. We had a plan. Here's a new plan. We'll do, if we can, a random prize-elator with everybody that's commented thus far. Hopefully we can do that. We'll do that at the end of our time together. So that gives you an hour or 57 minutes. I hope I'm not putting you on the spot too much because I'm saying it over the air live. Here we go. But we'll give that ticket away to her event. I think that way. I think that's the best way to do it with the most transparency. And again, it's for people engaged. So comment. That's how you get in for that prize. So that's that. We haven't done that on this show. I hope the private chat's not exploding yet. So, and the ear of the voice of God in my ear from Chris hasn't been, no, don't say that. So I'm thinking we can do it. If not, we'll figure out another way. Wiley, my brother, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your contribution to this book. Thank you for that gift to everybody purchasing. Appreciate you very much. Thanks for
Absolute pleasure. Big ticket life. Let's go.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. All right. Well, we're going to roll. The train is now rolling. We got Matt Roda backstage. We can bring Matthew on. Matthew, thank you for being patient. A man of excellence, a man of a series of serious commitments to life and doing a lot of things in life in a way of excellence. Was here early, was here actually in that whole context and conversation of jumping out of an airplane and figuring out how to land safely on the way down. He was here early. And so if I needed to, he could have stepped in at another spot, but you're kind of right into your regularly slotted time, man. So thank you. We're rolling now.
Here, dude. Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Love it. Love it. Really appreciate you. So as I've asked others, so you're one of our reflections authors in the book. And as I put it out, I put out the title of the chapter and I put out a few words, few sentences about it. What made you feel connected to your chapter?
Yeah, so the chapter I was fortunate enough to be part of with you, Jeff, was Chasing Balance. And it's just a notion that resonates deeply with me in life because, first and foremost, I'm a family man. I've got a beautiful wife, 4 beautiful children. So we're very busy here at the house. I got Roda Marketing as a business. I own the Battlefield Alliance with you. I've got a fractional CMO thing that I'm launching here. So I love fitness and nutrition and running ultra marathons. So I've got a lot of things going on all the time. And the idea of that chasing balance amidst all those activities and responsibilities, it's something that I study myself and kind of analyze myself with on a daily, weekly basis. And it's just something that it captivates me. It pulls me in, and it's something I feel like is a never-ending journey to learning how to accomplish. And we'll probably get into what chasing balance means, but accomplish the idea of chasing balance and experiencing a fulfilled life by doing so.
Yeah. I mean, like myself, we share in mission with the Battlefield Alliance. Right over my shoulder is my propaganda and paraphernalia for Battlefield Alliance. You've got it on your chest.
Yes, sir.
Today. My shirt's in the laundry. I wore it this weekend. But Yeah, the chapter Chasing Balance. I mean, I don't want to give too much away, because I want people to feel connected to the book, feel like they are reading something new, like it hasn't been spoiled like a movie spoiler. But I'll tease it with this much. We talk about in the chapter, I talk about it, and then you do as well, that when a scale is balanced, the meter reads 0.
Yep.
And there's even a little visual picture of that in the book. And so I want everybody listening and watching to kind of have that mental picture of like the Lady Justice scale, right? The brass scale that sits on a desktop, and you balance it out, and that meter reads 0. And when you're chasing that balance and everything's perfectly balanced in your life, if that meter is 0, what's really been the accomplishment? So any thoughts to add to that?
Yeah,
As we tease our teaser chapter.
I'll tease a little bit by giving an example that I used in the book, which is, if you have, so let's say 100% is the goal, to live a life of 100% on a daily basis. And you're like, okay, I'm a family man, I'm a businessman, and I'm into fitness. So I've got 3 areas that I want to have experience, quote unquote, balance in, because all of them are important to me. So I'm going to give my family 33 1/3% of me. I'm going to give my business 33 1/3% of me. And I'm also going to give fitness and nutrition 33 1/3% of me. Do any one of those areas in your life really win because they get a small piece of you, they get 1/3 of you? And as a whole, do you win because you're dividing your time and energy equally amongst those 3 things? So for me, that idea of I'm seeking balance in my life by dividing me up equally into all these parts is not the right mentality approach to take in life. It's be 100% all in whatever moment you're currently experiencing. So when I'm with my family, like, my phone's away, my laptop is closed, and business is the farthest thing from my mind, and I'm a business owner, so I can't say 100% of the time, but like 98% of me is just shut off from that world. And my family gets 100% of my time. Fitness and nutrition, when I'm working out in the gym, I'm 100% going hard with the weights. I'm focused on, each rep, I'm getting as much out of that moment as I humanly can. So that moment gets 100% of me. Same thing with business. So if you're constantly little piece here, little piece there, little piece there, you're stretched in a million different directions, and you're not able to give yourself fully to any of them because you're worried about having equal parts in all areas. For me, it's be in the moment, be 100% immersed in that experience that you're in, knowing that when I go from family man 100% to business, like right now I'm in business mode because, it's the work day and I'm on this awesome call with you. I know my family's up there, but I'm not worried about what they're doing. Like, I know they're protected, they're cared for, Helen's taking care of them. But when I close this call and I go up there, for 30 minutes to eat lunch and go for a walk, I'm now 100% family man for the next 30 minutes and not worrying about my work. So it's really all about that to me. And when you do that, balance, I replace that word with harmony in the book, and that's a different topic. But that's when, for me personally, I experience the most harmony in my life, is when I'm being present in each moment 100% as often as possible.
Yeah. I loved when you sent your reflection back, and I couldn't agree more with what you shared. And you kind of touched on something that we talk about in the Battlefield Alliance, and that's about you. Right now, you're in the moment of business. Your family's upstairs, and there's really no conflict there, because that when you physically switch to upstairs time, or wherever geographically the family is in your house as it relates to your office. Whenever that switch happens, you're present, you're in the moment, and everything is good. And in the Battlefield Alliance, we have what we call our daily battle plan, where we look at 4 key modalities to really kind of manage the day and get the most out of each day and be present in each moment. And, we go right here. It is. I'm looking as I'm talking. Again, this has been a thus far 1 hour and 11-minute live stream with about 49 minutes more to go. But this is the guidebook. And like, if you're not focused in life on properly managing these things and setting these expectations and carving out the opportunity for presence, it 100% can feel like you're just getting pulled and yanked, and you have to share in that moment with everything, and really no one's getting anything, right?
Yeah. That's it for me. That's it for me. I won't sacrifice, like when I'm with my family, I won't sacrifice that time for my other responsibilities. Like my family deserves, needs, and I deserve and need 100% of that interaction, that experience. And I have too much going on, and I want to be too active and involved in everything that I'm doing to allow my attention and energy to be pulled in different directions when I should be solely focused on what I'm putting my energy and attention to in that moment.
Yeah. Yep. Brother, I love it. Love everything you're about.
Appreciate you.
You've shown me the way on a handful of things as we've partnered together, known each other, which really hasn't even been all that long in life.
No,
It's only
really
a couple of years, really. But here we are, and we got many more ahead of us. On the topic of bonuses, again, I'll repeat myself because everybody tunes in, gets a little soundbite on their own time throughout this 2-hour event. So you get your book today. It's 99 cents on Kindle. All the links have been in the comments, or it's real simple. You go to thejeffg.com/bonus, or I'm sorry, book. That site's not up. thejeffg.com/book. Buttons are on there to buy on Amazon. Takes you right over to the Kindle platform. You can order it. Bonuses are there. If you buy 1 copy, there's a bonus call with me later in September. You buy 10 copies, which with Kindle is super easy. Adjust the quantity to 10, and right there in the platform, you can share out with 10 friends. You just put the email in and off it goes as a little gift from you to them. I'd love for that to happen. You do that level of a commitment with 10 book purchases. There's a 3-part coaching call with me. But I said throughout the day leading up to this, so everybody that got on that list prior to today and everybody that buys today gets some other bonuses. And Matt, you've been so kind as to offer a bonus. And what is that?
Yeah, so I put together basically like a do's and don'ts of digital marketing, because that's what I've lived and breathed for now 15 years running Roda marketing. And it kind of covers from start to not finish, because there's really no end game with digital marketing, but like the foundation to all the most important elements of that and what to look for to make sure you have a successful campaign if you're a business owner out there, trying to grow your business and be more successful, so you can have that harmony in your life with family, friends, relationships, business growth, and all those good things.
Love it. Love it. So we will make sure that we get your gift, Matt, to everybody. As I've said before, I'll likely need some decompression time from today, because today started at 6 a.m. Well, it really ended at 1 a.m. and began back at 6 a.m. And now we're here today going all the way through at least probably 5:30, 6 o'clock, as I share with everyone at 5 the marketing plan that I used to bring this book to life and promote it. So I'll get those bonuses out, but get on the list today. You go to thejeffg.com/book. All the bonuses are listed that you're getting from me. And I'm announcing here in the show today all the bonuses my Reflections authors are giving. And again, one of the contributors, Lisa Marie Platsky, who wrote the foreword to the book, she has offered a bonus to her amazing event, the Upside Summit. And that's a free ticket. It's a $997 value. And we will, and I haven't seen any objections yet, and Chris hasn't put it in my ear yet, so I'm going to go with it, that we're going to take all the comments out and spin the prize contest wheel over on my Lancaster Connect show. I call that the Prizelator. I trademarked that phrase. And so we'll spin the prize wheel at the end of our time together here at noon. Everybody who commenting gets you in. And he's got it up. Yes, it all works out, right? Nobody's going to crash land today on that. So we will spin the prize wheel at the end, and that's how we'll award a general admission ticket for Lisa's Upside Summit event, which was life-changing for me, and I know it has been for so many people. So so that's what we've got. Matt, thank you so much for your time today.
My pleasure, brother. I appreciate what you're doing and the positivity that you're putting out in the world, man. Keep leading.
I love it. Thank you, man. And I don't know if you saw, I'm not sure what your day's been like prior to jumping on, but we hit #1 in business teams. That's right.
I had to give a quick flex. You know me.
I'm not as defined as you, but
hey,
I've got the movement and the motion, man. I let my son know. I flexed on my son a little bit this morning. he forgets that dad strength is real.
I say, dude, keep them in check, man. Keep them in check.
That's right. That's right.
All right, brother. I
Matt,
appreciate
you. Thank you.
Likewise.
Man, the book launch live stream party rolls on. We've got our next Reflections author, Dave Comley. I love how everybody's been ready to roll. Dave, man, appreciate you.
What's going on?
Yeah, happy for you to be here. So, Dave, I think, are you in the middle of your workday today? Is that right?
Oh yeah, I really ain't doing much.
Okay.
It's easy.
All right. Well, this is live, so just you know, make sure the boss man doesn't
I'm in
come
my
down
car.
on you.
I told him. Yeah, I got it.
I got you. That's
Yeah,
cool.
all good.
That's cool. Very cool, man. So Dave is not Dave's kind of our standout, our different author. Dave is a union sheet metal worker. Is that correct?
Yep.
So not a business owner, but that doesn't make Dave any less. In fact, I love Dave's story. Dave wrote about it in the book. Felt connected to the book. So Dave, what was the connection that you had while you wanted to be a part of the book?
Well, I mean, because it's part of like Apex, but like the fact that like you can lean on and learn about anything, like just the part of the reflection where you givers gain, really, just like what I'm doing here, like you do a little bit extra, like every day, you always got to give back. Like if I was on any other job, my boss would be like, yeah, why are you going out there? Like I can do whatever, because I'm always taking care of it. He doesn't have to watch me, no babysitting needed, you just get it done.
Right.
They can rely on you, no matter.
Yeah. Rely on you no matter what. So your phone cut out a little bit there. We'll try to make sure we get everything. So you talk a little bit in the book about past relationships. You want to share a little bit about that, a little bit about your life. Maybe tease your contribution a little bit, but we don't want to spoil it, right? We don't want to do a movie spoiler because we want people to go get the book.
Yeah, definitely. Like I just got my divorce paper last week. I'm officially divorced which stinks, but I guess it's a good thing. 11 years and 1 week I was married. Like it's a wild story there, man. Like it cheated on, like we moved to a different state. Like now I'm in PA, like with all y'all. And like I was born and raised pretty much the top right corner of Maryland and lived there for 40 years. And then we got to PA, fell into like a dark depression, suicidal depression, whatever, and had the date picked out, time and all that. My dog said, you know what, you ain't doing it. She gave me the loving you needed, and I'm like, I couldn't.
And that's Jenny, the super dog, right?
Yep. Old Jenny, my lifesaver,
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah. So, divorce is usually something that's not to be celebrated. But in our world, sometimes people come together, the best intentions, and things just don't work out. And I can say, honestly, I've seen Dave putting in the work to himself. I joined Apex, I think it's 3 years this summer or 2.5 years now, but a decent amount of time. And I've seen Dave as one of the most consistent people who, he's not that business owner. He's not typically immersed in a world where other people have his back. Typically, when you're working in a career, the influence isn't always the best to lift up. But I've seen Dave step out of that comfort zone, pay his own way into worlds of influence and impact that you don't rarely see that. So Dave, kudos to you.
I appreciate it.
I was going down the road of, we don't often celebrate divorce, but again, I've seen you do the work. I've seen you live in integrity. You're in the middle of 75 hard right now. You've lost what? How many? 50 pounds? 30?
Day 51.
You're day 51, and how many pounds have we lost?
Yeah, just 30 pounds.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's not just 30 pounds. 30 pounds is a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, I gained it back, and then I'm re-losing it. So it's like, yeah, I could celebrate it. I'll celebrate it after I lose 5 more pounds, and then that'll be the lowest I've been in a long time.
Yeah.
So that I'll really start celebrating.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's always, a reason to celebrate. And we've had, you got people watching, man. My business partner, Ben, I know appreciated your contribution to the book. He got a preview of it. Stu Segura, Stu, I'm sure.
Yeah, man.
He's saying you've risen like a phoenix from the ashes. So when somebody's putting in the work, somebody's doing that work in a relationship, let's kind of shift it from marriage. You said your boss doesn't worry about you. I guess you're putting in the same level of work and commitment in that work environment, right?
Yeah, I've only been with this union company for a year. Like when I first met him, I'm like, man, that guy looks mean. I'm not talking to him. I'm not him. Like he knew, like after realizing like all this stuff, like how I am, like you don't need to babysit me. Like he'll come in late, whatever he has to do, and like I'll be steady working. Like run into a problem, I'll figure it out and get it done. Like well, most of them here will just sit there and like I'm not the boss. Let them figure it out. Not me. No, I'm gonna get it done. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right. We'll get it figured out. And like you got to do the right thing at all times. Don't hack anything in.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to ask you this question because you're immersed in a world of business owners and leaders, and you're a leader in your own right. Maybe not like the conventional way most would define it, but I see you as a leader. Trisha just said, you've lost more weight than just those 30 pounds. Your spirit is lighter, so much lighter.
That definitely is true right there,
Yeah, man. I mean, I see that.
Like I'm like generally happy. It's weird. Like who knew that can do that, like being divorced. Just weird. I was there to the end, I was there. I would have been an old grumpy man. And now I'm gonna be a happy old man.
Love it. Love it. So I was going with my question. So from your seat, right? This book geared towards a business owner, geared towards leaders and managers, right? From your seat, where you answer to some of those folks, what do you want from those who lead you, those who you look to get that approval from, that direction from? What are you looking for in your day? What space do you want to be invited into?
Well, I mean, definitely become a business owner down the road, but I mean, learning to be the best version of yourself, like that's really the greatest thing. You can't be somebody that's fake all the time. You got to be really the greatest version of yourself. And that's one thing I learned from so many people. Like you think meeting these people, like, man, they're not going to come talk to me. Like, no, they go out of their way and they already knew who I am. And to me, natural syndrome again, I'm just a regular dude, but I'm not, because you go in there, it's not because of my head tattoos. Like everybody knows who I am because I'm always in there learning from all and commenting, talking, and just appreciating everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, man, I know who you are from way more than the tattoos. And that's why, when you reached out, I put the call out to my networks about having people contribute to this book. And when you raised your hand, I'm like, yep, got to have Dave. I've seen the work. I've seen that commitment, and it's seen and respected and appreciated. And I'm just so happy that you're along for this ride, man. Really am. And I'm happy you're here with us for sure. So you're coming up on a year, November, right? Since you almost made that life-altering decision or life-ending decision. I'm guessing you're happy you're still with us. Now, I know Dave's happy he's with us on that earth, but from a technological standpoint, we might have just lost them. I think we did. Yeah, I think we did. That's all right. Isn't that ironic? Anyway, Dave discusses his life in his chapter. Dave's just a really cool people, and is so much more than just a union sheet metal worker. Really, truly is. He's got a lot to give in this world, and so I'm really happy he's along for the ride. So Dave, thank you so much for joining. We're going to continue to move along. I want to be respectful of your time. We had about 15 minutes slated. We wrapped up 2 minutes early. That's all right. So anyhow, we're going to continue along. We've got another guest coming up. When he's able to jump on, we'll bring him on. In the meantime, I'm going to just remind everybody listening and watching, because we've been going now for 90 minutes. There's a lot going on today with this book launch. So I'm just going to kind of recap things. There's Dave. How are you?
Yeah, I should have took my phone off the charger. It got too hot. Like, I don't think it may be time for a new iPhone. I don't know, even though it's pretty new.
I got you. Yeah, I got you.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
we were just kind of wrapping up. Man, I just so appreciate the way you work and the work you're doing on yourself, the impact that you're having. Yeah, I'll share this because do you have any extra time, or do you need to run?
Oh yeah, I got plenty of time. I mean,
Okay.
lunchtime's here shortly, so I mean, it
Okay.
don't matter. I'm good.
Well, I'll ask this because I've seen you post about it a little bit. Obviously the construction trades are the typical grizzled,
Yeah.
grizzled, more manly men type definition of things, right? So you're out there leading by action, and you touched on that about how leaders can impact you, right? Like, be authentic, be that person, do that work, and lead in that fashion. What change have you seen from the coworkers around you? Have they been following your lead at all?
Oh yeah, they're a lot more cheerful because I mean, I don't tolerate the negativity. I mean, I spent 40 years of my life really being negative all the time. You can't be, well, probably not 40, but I mean, you just can't be negative around these people because we all got problems, just like these people. When you talk to them, you get an in-depth conversation with them, they're going to break down and probably cry, because I mean, this is a hard life to live. I mean, these people are just rough and, and like when everybody they're like, what's going on? Like, hey, Dave, like, how you doing? Everybody always says good, the plain old answer. I'm always saying amazing. And they're like, amazing, huh? I'm like, yeah. I mean, we woke up, man. We should be feeling amazing, even though I'm beat, but I mean, I still feel amazing now. And it's like, it's a good feeling. Like, you just got to make sure everybody's all cheerful. You can't be negative and all that, and they don't really tolerate that here. Because everybody talks about people, and I'm like, nope. I'm like, say something good about them. Tell me he's got a nice smile or something.
Love it.
It's rough out here, especially when the jobs get slow, and everybody starts doing like the whole backstabbing thing. I'm like, that's not cool. I'm like, let my work speak for myself.
Right. Well, you're a leader in that regard. That's for sure, man. Leading everybody around you, bringing that happiness in, those positive emotions in, into a place that is difficult. So I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you immensely for taking the time. I'm going to move on to our next contributing author, Jeff Brekken. So Jeff's coming on next. But Dave, man, really appreciate your time.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this.
Yeah, appreciate your contribution so much. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Enjoy.
Yeah. Thank you. So we're going to roll on. Before we bring Jeff on, I'm just going to recap what's going on here because you might be jumping on at this time. All of this was very intentional, right? Tagged in everybody that was going to be on the show, tagged in some other people, shared this event out. And maybe you're jumping on because it's about your lunchtime and you want some entertainment while you're munching on your sandwich or your salad or whatever it is that you're having for lunch today. So To recap what's going on, Space for Leadership has launched today. We've taken the #1 spot in business teams. And if you can give me a moment, I don't think I've posted this yet, but I was able to kind of set up a little bit of an alert, and I will post this after I'm done. But we are also now, there it is. Try to, at least it's, I don't know that you can read it, but that's #1 in strategic management. So we're now number 1 in 2 categories with the book. Doesn't mean you should stop sharing it. Doesn't mean you shouldn't get a copy if you haven't got one yet. We're on Kindle today, 99 cents as a special price for our launch day. Would love to see you get a copy. When you do, come back to thejeffg.com/book. That's my whole book launch page. You can use a button to buy right there. We've got the Kindle link in the comments. I've put that on my social as well today. But thejeffg.com/book has the buttons to buy. Make sure you click the right country. USA is right at the top. I do have followers, watchers in Canada and the UK. So make sure you select the right one. But the bonuses are all listed out there. So you get 1 copy. I've got a call September 12th, The Power of Space. We'll dig in, create more impact. That's what these bonuses are about. Taking the words and creating action and impact. That's what the September 12th call is about. You get 1 copy. I'll invite you to that. You get 10 copies, which is really easy to do on Kindle. Select quantity of 10. The platform allows you to share that out to 10 other friends on email. And it's really easy. Like, you don't even have to do a whole lot, but you get 10 copies. You'll be invited to a 3-part coaching series with me that starts September 26th. Again, all these dates are right on the site, thejeffg.com/book. We've been having my Reflections authors offer bonuses that they have with their businesses, things that they do, as some unannounced bonuses. So you buy today, you get on the list today through thejeffg.com/book. And I will later this week email you out all those details for these unannounced bonuses. So far, we've had Jennifer Thompson offer a 30-minute help session about businesses and systems to unlock better potential in your business. We've had Matt Roda offer an audit on all things digital marketing. Wiley McArthur, he's going to get you a video on negative emotions clear. Lisa Marie Platsky, who likely will not, or she will not be joining us today on the show, but will be still offering a bonus, is a ticket to her Upside Summit. It's a $997 value. And when you comment on the show, give me an attaboy, comment on one of the speakers, right? Offer some feedback on something you hear. Comment gets you into the contest at the end at 12 noon. We'll spin the prizelator wheel. Whoever has their comment come up, you'll win that ticket to the Upside Summit, which is a great way to bring in my guest, Jeff Brekken, because I know he is a big fan and friend of Lisa Marie Platsky. You've been to how many Upside Summits?
I've only been to 2, but I was just at her farm over the weekend, about a week and a half ago. And it is just, she is somebody that's near and dear to my heart. And Jeff, it is an honor to be here as well as having space for leadership, right? And be a review author for you. This has been an absolute amazing venture to be part of.
Well, thank you, and I'm so grateful that you decided to be a part of this as well. So feeling is very much mutual, and thank you for joining us. And so you've been to Lisa Marie's events. They're wonderful events. I mean, you talk about space, right? Like being in the space in and around Lisa Marie Platsky is something very, very special. I think you could agree.
I just got goosebumps when you said that. It's that special. It truly is. She has a way to truly look at you as a human, you as a person, your purpose, and how to put that into perspective and make sure that all the pieces that go together, whether it's business, whether it's personal, whether it's family, spiritual, like it, she has a way of putting it all together so that your life truly runs as a full purpose to life, right? And it's just an amazing way. She's got an amazing way to connect with people.
Yeah. And she has, I know, been able to create tremendous connection with you in your life. So shifting gears. So comment away. This is a rough shift of gears. I apologize. I've been live streaming for 90 some minutes now. So we're coming around the home stretch, but comment that gets you in the prize drawing for a ticket to her event. Jeff, for you and the topic of space and connection, what was it about your chapter when I put the call out that for you, I've been asking everybody this, what was that connection you had? What made you say yes?
Oh, I just got chills again, Jeff, to be honest with you. Like, you know, your chapter on family and how to, you know, how to navigate that. Like, there's not a family out there that's absolutely perfect, right? Like,
right.
Challenges come up, traumatic events happen, great things happen. Like, it's all encompassing. But to me, you know, with a traumatic event, you know, I got divorced from my lifelong partner. You know, we were dating and married 30 years. And to be honest with you, like, that was one of the hardest things that I had to do, is let somebody go that I absolutely, truly did love. But neither of us were growing. We were growing apart. But to be able to do that, and I still get teary-eyed today thinking about it, is literally sometimes you just have to let people go to be able to grow.
Right.
You know, and then that family of choice that you mentioned, that truly, you know, my family is super important to me, but the family of choice is almost more so, because they truly know when you get around people that have the same mindset, the same vision, the same operating values as you, in a business sense, right? Like, the world changes for people like that get around other people of that caliber. And that happened to me as well. And I tell you, like, the family of choice is a real thing. And if you don't have that, find your tribe. Yes, you absolutely have your family, your blood relatives. But if you can't find, or if you haven't found your tribe yet, you need to go and get that.
Yeah.
It's a life changer.
It is. It really is. And especially today, I mean, the world's certainly a more torqued place. It's more amped up. And so having your people around you is so important. Do you think it's possible? So your business, Iconic HR, you work with tons of business owners every day.
Yep.
And do you think it's possible to create that family of choice within a business setting?
Absolutely. You know, when you get people going, so I'm going to preface this by saying you don't need a bunch of people around you that are yes people, right? You want people that are going to challenge you to be the best version of you that you can possibly be. It's almost like a board of directors, right? Or an HR department versus a sales department. You need people challenging each other to the point where it's almost uncomfortable, but yet everybody gets along and respects each other. That's how you truly grow in life, right? You don't grow inside of a comfort zone. And that's whether it's personal, whether it's professional, you know, in business, you know, it doesn't really matter. You are not going to grow unless you are challenged. And man, Jeff, you know, reading this book, you've certainly been challenged, and I know that you've grown a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you. And I think within those challenges, we can all share those out as lessons, which really I think was the true calling of writing this book, right? Because I think from a leadership perspective, so many people just tap into the typical leadership toolbox, right? Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, they're bringing a US standard toolbox to a metric socket, bolt, and nut problem.
Yep.
And even though it looks like the right tool, it's a definition of a tool, it just isn't going to work. You're going to strip things out. You're going to ruin it. And you need to use, and this is what I implore and urge in the book, you need to use your past as an opportunity to create healing for others, which thereby will help yourself.
That's huge. You know, a lot of people, and this is probably one of the hardest things to look at, but I truly believe that everything happens for a reason, and whether it's good or whether it's bad, right?
Yep.
The man upstairs gives us gifts, and sometimes it doesn't look like a gift, you know, when it's happening. But Jeff, you totally turned your life around, and you used what happened to you as a gift to help other people, and that is powerful.
Yeah.
One of the most powerful things that I've ever seen happen. So I truly appreciate being part of it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Jeff, what's your time like? I know when we booked in, everybody committed to 15 minutes. Do you have a few extra, or are you up against
I've always got time for you.
Okay. So Amy Hesper is up next. And so she is not checked in yet, but that's okay. We're not putting any pressure on anybody. Nobody was told to get here early. So, you know, I appreciate you saying about, you know, or touching on the point that, and Lisa Marie says this, that God will do no harm. And it's, man, that is such a heavy statement. Think about that state. Like I donated to Riderfest. A young boy passed away from childhood cancer, 6 or 7 years old. Donated some things from the store to Riderfest. So imagine saying God will do no harm to Ryder's parents.
That's right.
Right. God will do no harm. Have me accept that statement as a young boy, violently sexually abused. Right. I'm not asking anybody listening or watching or who's going to pick this up later. I'm not asking you to settle on that statement today. I just want you to hear it.
Yep.
And then think about it each day. How does that hit you?
Like I said before, there's a reason. And like you just said, Jeff, it might not be clear right now. It might not be clear why that's happening to you. It might not be clear even in 5 to 10 to 20 to 30 years from now. But at some point in your life, that gift that he gave you is going to turn into a positive for some reason, like more than likely it's going to be to help people. More than likely it might be to help get you through another hard time that you think is one of the hardest times in your life, but yet you think back and say, oh no, it wasn't. Back then was my hardest time. And you can get through anything, right?
Right.
It's going to be a gift. And yes, Lisa Marie, she does say that, you know, no harm will come from God. And to be honest with you, like, I truly believe that. And I've been through some bad stuff. And I think everybody's been through some bad stuff. It's just the degrees of bad stuff, right? But it truly comes back to be a blessing at some point in your life. And again, there's going to be, it's like, it's almost like time heals all wounds, but if you let it, right, you have to let it, you have to let that heal you, and then all of a sudden it becomes a gift.
Yeah, it does. It truly does. Time heals all wounds, but you have to let it. And then it becomes a gift, man. I love that. Yep. Really do. I hope that we've been able to give you something to think about. You know, pretty impactful, pretty heavy thing to think about. But I really hope you would. And I'll bring it down to a context, maybe a little more of the day, a little more boots on the ground of a feel, right? So I've shared out. I don't know if you caught up, Jeff, but the print version of the book got delayed, unfortunately.
Yep. But I have mine.
Yeah, you have yours, right? So I haven't touched on this today on
I
the stream.
appreciate you, sir.
Yeah, I shared it out in a post earlier this morning. But so these copies are a part of the marketing process. I'll talk about that at 5:00 today. But they're a digital, or not a digital, they're a print proof copy. So it's always a wise thing to print out your digital stuff because you just miss things on the screen that you see in your hand. Also, it afforded me the marketing opportunity for everybody to get their nice selfie photo, right? And I use that in the marketing. So that is aside from Amazon. That was another company that I used to print because you don't want to be sitting up there with your upload in Amazon too long because then it's dormant and then it's hard to hit a #1 status or a bestseller status. So it's all intentional. So in this context, in this theme of God will do no harm, right? And looking at the reasons why and the answers. Well, it dawns on me before we start at 10:00 today, I want to hit bestseller, which means I need to spend at least 3 days at #1. You need to have sustained sales to make that happen. Well, maybe the print version isn't meant to be out yet because I need that mojo. I need that juice of the print book sales to sustain #1.
That's right.
And so we can choose to look at things as, oh, what a pain in the butt, and truth be told, it stressed me out, man. I mean, I felt it right here all yesterday, last night, as I'm sitting at my desk, as I went to bed, I woke up with it. I'm not going to lie. But I could have chosen to get real upset about it, real nasty about it. Could have chosen to cancel it because it wasn't right. But instead, you choose to look at it and say, well, what's the opportunity?
Mm-hmm. Where's the gift?
Right. Exactly. Where's the gift? Love it. I love it, man. Well, you've been a gift.
I got something for your listeners and the people that buy this book as well. So,
okay, fantastic.
I heard you speak about some other gifts that people are that are going to get, right? The bonuses. Yep.
Yes.
I've been recruiting for 26 years, and I just put out a pretty. I think it's a pretty awesome ebook on recruiting and how to save you time, how to save, how to basically recruit to your culture, your company culture. So I'm going to give the people that get on the list to buy the book and for the bonus a copy of that.
Fantastic.
It's truly been a game changer for a lot of companies out there.
Fantastic. And the title of that again?
Recruit to your culture.
Perfect. So if you could please email that to me right after we're done here.
Yep.
And for everybody listening, there's another great bonus. So I'll use this time as we look to wrap up our time. So I'll do this. Jeff, thank you. I can let you go. Thank you so much for your time. I don't need to hold you here for this.
No problem.
But,
again, it's been thank you for and being part of this.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your gift to everybody buying and watching today. Thank you for being a part of the project and a part of the book and being so gracious to share and comment. It's all noticed and appreciated. So thank you. Very much appreciate you and our friendship.
Absolutely. 100%. Pleasure's all mine. Thanks, brother.
All right, man. Yeah, thank you. So Jeff was so kind to offer a bonus, Recruit to Your Culture. That's his ebook. He's been a 20-year hiring pro. I don't know about you. Look, the space for leadership is all about impact and healing, but it's also a little bit about business and how you bring that to your business. And so I had the idea, my Reflections authors are in business. They have value to add. What could they give to you as well on top of my bonuses? So thejeffg.com/book. That's the page for the book launch. There's buttons there to buy. There's a box there to tell me you want the bonuses. So the steps are real simple. You buy your book, come back to thejeffg.com/book, enter your information. That puts you on the list. I'll get you all the bonuses and the links and the contact information this week. And then you'll connect with those folks with the bonuses that they offered. And that's how we'll do it. So really nice package. My bonuses are the Power of Space call. That's for everybody that buys one copy. Thank you, Lisa Marie. You want the bonuses, you'll get the bonuses. Love it. Love it. And if Lisa Marie says that Recruit to Your Culture ties into the Space for Leadership, I will concur and agree with that because she's read both, I'm sure. And she wouldn't just say that. So they're a great little combo. But all of these bonuses from me are about, you're going to get this book. It's going to, be in your phone on Kindle. And then I would hope you go get the print book when I let you know, which should be maybe the end of today or tomorrow at the latest. You will have the opportunity to get the print book. And I would hope you do, because I really think to have something in your hand is powerful. I think things disappear into the ether when it lives as a digital item for too long. My bonuses are about unlocking the impact that I want my book to have. And I do want it to have impact with you, which is why I crafted the bonuses that I did. So you buy one copy, we'll get on that call, The Power of Space, and we'll really dig into what I'm talking about in the book and some action items for you to take away and use for those you lead, whether that's at home, whether that's in your community, whether that's at work. If you buy 10 copies, and that's really easy to do today on Kindle, because you just adjust the quantity to 10 or more. You can buy more than 10, but at least 10. You'll get a 3-part coaching series with me, really taking an even deeper dive into these topics and really set you up for success, again, with those who you lead. So when you buy 10 copies on Kindle, it's super simple. You just adjust that quantity to 10, and the platform even allows you to email out, and you get to send them out to your friends. And I've missed an update, and I'm so sorry. Amy is here. So in our last few minutes together, we'll get Amy on stage here in just a second. But all the bonuses and details are there on the site. I apologize. I'm getting a little fuzzy standing here for nearly 2 hours, just being honest with you. But we're having a lot of fun today. We've hit 2 number 2 categories, number 1 and 2 categories, I should say. I'm sure we've hit more. I just haven't had the opportunity to look. But all the bonuses, all the details, one simple place, thejeffg.com/book. Go there. And it's real simple. Just follow the instructions. Without too much further ado, I do want to get Amy on. Amy, I apologize. I got a lot of different bells and whistles and bings and bongs going off at the same time, and I'm usually not in that environment. So thank you for your patience. Let's just lead right in. So first things first, your artwork. Amy does amazing fluid art. She's in her studio there. Website is creationsbyhesper.com. Is that right? Reflectionsbyhesper.com.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Amy does this incredible fluid art, and you can see the artwork on her site there. Sienna number 4, I said to her, I love that piece. To me, it looks like, the darkness beneath and then rising above into happiness and joy and light. And I thought it was just so appropriate for the book cover. So I purchased I think I put you out of your comfort zone a little bit and asked for a digital copy. So we took care of that and got that done. And then you were so kind to send me the artwork, which I'm kicking myself. It's downstairs. I hung it downstairs in my office. I meant to bring it up and I forgot. I'm sorry. But you sent me a nice little gift to show an even deeper level of appreciation. So thank you again for that.
You're welcome.
So as I've asked everybody else, I put out the call. What made you connect to this book and this project?
So when you asked me, one, I wanted to give back to you because you do so much for other people. And that was for me just a way to show my appreciation to you. But also because I felt like there were divine words of inspiration that would be given to me specifically for your book. And after I read my chapter to talk about, it really did feel like it was divinely inspired words. And I read it again last night, of course, in preparation for today. And, it's always amazing to me when I go back and read something that I write, and I'm like, wow, I really wrote that. But I think that just goes to the power of uh, being open to receive those divine words, but then also walking out with what you're given, because it's not for you, it is for other people. And as Lisa Marie says, the world needs you and your brilliance. And it's so true. The world definitely needs more light in it.
Yeah. I love that. What a powerful share and connection to the book. So thank you. Thank you for being a part of it. As others have offered, and I've been talking about bonuses at length here on the show. Again, thejeffg.com. Tracy Reed's purchased 10 copies. Thank you, Tracy.
Woohoo!
So
Yay,
much
Tracy.
appreciate that. Go to thejeffg.com/book and all of my bonuses to connect you deeper to the book once you get it. They start in September, run into October, commensurates with what you purchase, whether it's 1 copy or 10 or more. I even have an offer there for those that might lead bigger and larger teams, something special to direct coach with me in a one-on-one environment if you purchase 100 or more copies. And so, Amy, you have a bonus. Why don't we talk about that a little bit? What is that?
So the bonus that I offered up was 5 days from the best-selling book that I wrote and published in November, and it's called "Love Yourself Like God Loves You." And what started out as a healing journey for me, as you have done with your book, it was when I was able to come to that point of full self-acceptance of who I am, who God created me to be, because I had just fallen into that sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I wanted to feel worthy and loved, and just to believe the good things that people would tell me. And they would say things, and it's like, okay, that's nice, but never fully believed it in my heart. And so a friend of mine, she encouraged me. She said, you need to put these words out into the world, because she had read it. She helped me print a copy, a very rough draft, no edit or anything. That way my mom could see it before she passed away last year. And just the look on my mom's face when I handed her that book and she saw my name on the front cover is a feeling like no other. And it really gave me the encouragement to push forward and put the words out there. It was scary, to share your story with complete strangers and, not know how other people are going to receive your words. But I think that is when we fully step out into our faith and trust and believing that when we have good intentions and we want to help other people heal and get past traumas, there is a beautiful, there's just a beautiful outcome that happens when you step out like that. So, Jeff, that's why I think another reason I felt led to help you, contribute to what you've done here is just because you did take that step yourself in sharing your story with the world.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for those words. And I'm going to wrap up with them on my own. So thank you for your time with me and being a part of the book. Thank you for your bonus. All that good stuff. Dave Comley's still with us. So Dave, hey, you are commenting in our chat. I just noticed this, and it's not materially a problem for me at all. I always welcome talking with you and hearing what you got to say, but roll over to the Facebook feed or wherever you're watching, LinkedIn or YouTube. Roll over there and comment there, please, because that will get you in the prize drawing for Lisa Marie's event ticket that we're going to give away here in just a few minutes as I wrap up. I just noticed that now. So no big problem there, Dave, but I wouldn't want you to miss out on that opportunity to be at the event and win that ticket, because everybody that comments gets to win in the prize-a-later. So Amy, thank you for your time and your contributions and your artwork. Reflections by Hesper.com. Incredible fluid art that'll just speak to you. And, it's really interesting as as we look to wrap up our time, and I talk about it in the book, so I'm going to tease it, but there was even a deep connection to this piece, this artwork, as it relates to pets that Amy and I have both had in the past. And when this piece of art was made, and we share a mutual connection that way. So that's in the book. So please, thejeffg.com/book. Right there on the site, you can click over to Amazon Kindle, get your copy or copies. There's bonuses available commensurate to your purchase amount, whether it's 1, 10 or more, or 100, all explained on thejeffg.com/book. Alternatively, Chris has been so kind as to post the Amazon links right here in the chat as we go. As I wrap up, Amy, again, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you. Thank you.
You're most welcome. It was an honor to be able to contribute.
Yeah. Well, thank you for doing that. Thank you for being
welcome.
a part of it. Yeah. So, Amy shared something, and I'll wrap up here because this book is about impact. It is about leaders impacting everybody around them. So sharing your story, it might be this big, scary thing. Amy said, sharing your story with strangers can be very hard, could be the hardest thing possible. For me, it was sharing it with people that know me, because there's this belief system that they have about me. But I would wrap up with this: your story and whatever is in it, whatever is a part of it, whatever that damage is, that baggage, that trauma, that abuse, you name it, whatever it is, sharing your story will never be that. And I realized that on the flight home, as I'm in my own mind in January from the Upside Summit event that we're going to give a ticket to here in just a minute. I'm on that flight home. I'm like, can I really do this? Because I shared my story for the first time publicly to 60 people, but it was really in the right space to do that, because that's the space that Lisa Marie creates. And I knew if I didn't do it then, I wouldn't do it ever. But still on the plane ride home, I'm saying, is this the right time? What will people think? What will people say that know me? I wasn't worried about the strangers, but then it dawns on me that sharing my story will never be that abuse. It'll never be that man in that basement, in that moment. It won't be that violence. It won't be any of it. It'll be my story turned to transformation for impact for others. And that's my story. And that's the book, The Space for Leadership. And so I'm so honored for anybody that's been a part of it. I'm so honored for anybody that's got a copy this far, or who picks this up later. That's why I wrote this book. And so I'd love for you to get it. You can get it at thejeffg.com/book or in the Amazon links that I've been sharing out today and will continue to share. But I'd be honored if you got even just one copy. So that is that. We have one last order of business. We will fire up what I have created, what I have called the prize-a-later. every week on my Lancaster Connects podcast show, which is a show for our Lancaster community that Ben and I's retail business, Gardeners, Mattress, and More serves. We spin the prize later and give prizes out to those listeners. So we brought that over here on the fly. So here's what we're going to do, because I think Lisa Marie would want it this way. I've seen a couple people comment that they're already going. She's been gracious enough to give this ticket. It's $1,000 value, basically. And so we're going to give this out. So here's the caveat. If you've already have a ticket, if you've already purchased a ticket, I want it to stay that way. What I want to have happen is you connect that ticket to who you feel called to give. So if you've got a ticket already, you've booked, I'm not going to have a refund happen, if you will. I want to pay it forward on top of a pay it forward happen, because I'm kind of thinking that Lisa Marie would be down for that. And so, Chris, if we're ready, and I know we're a little over time, but we've got we're ready. Let's spin it. And obviously, if Lisa Marie or I win, we'll spin again. Trisha Johnson, fantastic. So Trisha, you are our winner. Everybody that commented had an opportunity here. So Trisha, I'll reach out to you. Let you know you won in case you had to jump off and enjoy that family vacation. And I'll connect the dots there with Lisa Marie's team. So folks, thank you so much. This has been a marathon of a day so far. We're only halfway through. We've had 2 number 1 statuses met. I'm going to take a little break here, refresh a little bit, nourish a little bit, and then I'll be back on social media posting some more updates. I'm thinking we might have a third number 1. I'm going to check. But folks, thank you so much. Chris, appreciate it. If you don't mind, if you're able to, let's have everybody see your face as we depart, because you're the guy that's behind the screen so much, and everybody ought to put a face to the name and see who this amazing producer is. And I know I'm putting on the spot again. There you are, man. We jumped out of the plane. We packed each other's parachute. We pulled each other's ripcord, and we've landed, my brother. Thank you. That intro was incredible. You son of a so-and-so. I'll keep it G-rated here. Thank you for
it's
that.
a family show, Jeff. Let's
right.
keep the language. Thank
That's
you,
right.
Jeff. Fantastic. Proud of you. Congratulations. And soak in the day, soak in the chart positions. And for those of you who have not purchased the book yet, all the links are in the show notes. And appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for everything you do.
Oh,
Thank
and we
you
have
all.
comments coming in. We have to get these people. Oh, yes. This is what I look like, Ben, as if you didn't know. And lots of congratulations.
Thank you all. Crystal, I'll reach out to you. I see that about 10 copies. I'll reach out to you privately. I've got you in the DM. We'll hook up, and I'll get you squared away there. All right. Very good. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in, spending this time with me today, whether in whole or parts and pieces. Really appreciate you. This is the book launch party. More to follow today. And next week, we'll be back to the regularly scheduled program. Go out there, do today on your terms. We'll see you next week on The Big Ticket Life. Take care.